A very good evening to all our viewers and welcome to this Sunday's edition of Primetime News coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios in Colombo. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka.
And I'm Sandro Ferdinando. Let's take a look at your headlines for tonight.
Iran-US tensions resurface. US President Donald Trump warns that Iran could be wiped off the world map, while Iran vows to respond strongly to any attack. Entire country preparing to mark the Poson full moon Poya Day. Sirasa Ruhunumaya Poson Puja to be held at 3 key locations. Police urged motorists to exercise caution while travelling for religious pilgrimages. 8 people rescued from drowning incidents within the past few hours. Authorities urge public to take precautions to minimize water-related accidents during pilgrimage travel. A total of 500 lifeguards deployed across the country for rescue operations. Group stage.
The US bombed Iran for a second day, hitting Kashmir Island and the cities of Sirik and Bandar al-Lenge before the Tehran launched retaliatory attacks on US forces in Bahrain and Kuwait.
Now, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has pledged to meet any US strikes with a more forceful response as tit-for-tat attacks continue in the Gulf. Teruni Karnaratna brings you the details. Teruni, over to you.
Thank you very much, Arundhati and Sandro. Well, it certainly seems that tensions in the Middle East are reigniting, with multiple key developments reported from the region throughout the day. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi says the Strait of Hormuz remains under total Iranian control for the next 30 days, and any attacks will only exacerbate the situation. The US bombed Iran for a second day, hitting Kashmir Island and the cities of Sirik and Bandar al-Lenge after a drone attack on a commercial vessel near the Strait of Hormuz. Now, meanwhile, Pakistani Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar and the EU's Foreign Policy Chief Kaya Kallas have reviewed the rapidly evolving regional situation, and this is according to Pakistan's Foreign Ministry. It is reported that in their phone call, the EU's Foreign Policy Chief appreciated Pakistan's sincere efforts, culminating in the signing of the Islamabad MOU. However, she expressed serious concerns about the recent ceasefire violations. The statement from the Pakistani Foreign Ministry added that Ishaq Dar emphasizes the necessity for all parties to abide by the ceasefire agreement.
Iran launched strikes on US forces in Bahrain and Kuwait after the US military claims raids on 10 Iranian sites, citing attacks on ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Air raid sirens blared in Bahrain for a second time this morning, while Kuwait said its air defenses responded to hostile missile and drone threats. Iran's IRGC said the MOU with Washington gives Tehran authority over passage in the Strait of Hormuz and that violating ships will be dealt with more forcefully. It also warned the US of a crushing response and says any further violations will result in a complete halt to the peace process. The United Arab Emirates has joined regional condemnation of Iranian drone and missile strikes on Bahrain and Kuwait. In a statement, its Ministry of Foreign Affairs called the attacks a blatant violation of sovereignty of the Gulf states and a threat to security and stability. Iran's top diplomat warned any attempt to bypass the Strait of Hormuz routes agreed with the US would increase tensions in the Middle East as the countries dreaded attacks and accusations of violating a fragile ceasefire. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi met with Fuad Hussein, his Iraqi counterpart, in the Iraqi capital. Hussein told reporters, quote, "The war is still ongoing in the region in another form, and there are military skirmishes on the edges of the Strait of Hormuz. Ending the war in the region is a priority for all of us. The security of the region must be the responsibility of its people. The region can protect itself in several ways, and we call for holding a meeting for Gulf states, Iraq and Iran." End quote. Iraq's foreign minister stressed in the meeting with Araghchi the importance of opening the Strait of Hormuz and lifting the naval blockade. The visit tackled regional and bilateral issues, including coordination for Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's funeral ceremonies at Iraqi shrines, according to a statement on Araghchi's Telegram channel. Araghchi told reporters, quote, "The people and the government of Iraq have always extended their support during the war. They have always supported the Iranian people who were victims of the Israeli-American aggression." Quote, the Gaza Health Ministry says at least 73,054 Palestinians have been killed and 173,480 injured in Gaza since Israel's genocidal war began in October 2023. Among the dead are 1,041 people killed since the October 2025 U.S. brokered ceasefire, while 3,372 others have been wounded. The Israeli army said on Sunday its forces killed 3 Palestinian police officers in the Gaza Strip in the latest violation. The Interior Minister said the killing of 3 policemen reflects Israel's insistence on spreading chaos in Gaza. Meanwhile, a helicopter belonging to Saudi oil giant Aramco crashed on Saudi Arabia's eastern coast west of the Strait of Hormuz, killing 14 Saudi citizens.
President Anur Kumar Dissanayake is scheduled to undertake an official visit to France on the 16th of July.
The President's Media Division's first president is set to undertake the visit following an invitation extended by the French government. During the official visit, the President is expected to hold talks with senior French leaders, including the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, as well as other top diplomats. Discussions will focus on strengthening bilateral relations between the two countries, expanding economic cooperation, and attracting increased French investment into Sri Lanka.
Newsfirst.
Main sponsor.
2 countries, 2 degrees within 4 years. Call ACBT.
Rumunu Maya Pusun Pucha. Dolus Dahasak Maharahatan Vahansela Vedavisu.
Samagi Janabalawege parliamentarian Harshana Rajakarna states that he supports the ongoing investigations regarding Charita Besingha, the party's Horana electorate organizer who has been taken into custody. Charita Besingha was arrested in connection with allegations of accepting a bribe of 120 million rupees to facilitate the remand of organized criminal Nadun Chintaka, also known as Harakata, instead of keeping him under detention orders.
Samagi Janabalawege Horana electorate organizer Charita Besingha, son of former Minister Dr. Vijaydas Rajpaksha, Rakita Rajpaksha, and a former director of Sri Lankan Airport and Aviation Services Limited, Varushahannadige Arunashri Chaturanga, who were arrested in connection with the alleged acceptance of a 120 million rupee bribe to facilitate the remand of organized criminal Nadun Chintaka, alias Harakata, instead of holding him under detention orders, have been remanded until the 3rd of July.
Do implement the law very clearly. That is to say, there is no need for media shows. We state this very earnestly. These thefts are done by individuals, not political parties. If any wrong has been committed, implement the law. We have provided our full support for that. As a party, we have temporarily suspended their membership. We also intend to conduct an internal party investigation on the matter.
While Member of Parliament Harshana Rajakarna may have expressed his stance, Premasari Munasinghe, the Samagi Janabalawege Anamadu organizer, holds a different opinion regarding the actions taken by the party following the arrest of Charita Besingha.
If this had been proven beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law and Charita Besingha had been found guilty, there would be no issue with removing him. Charita Besingha has not been proven guilty anywhere. That is my issue. When our party continues to remove such talented individuals just because an accusation is leveled against them, that is exactly where we find the situation problematic.
Deputy Minister of Youth Affairs Dinindu Saman Hennayaka has stated that the country had previously reached a dangerous state where a group, including members of political parties working committee, held the power to decide whether a citizen lived or died.
We have empowered every institution responsible for justice to act independently. We are now seeing the results of that. When arrests are being made, their status is irrelevant. Is the father a former Minister of Justice? Was he a former actor? Is he a member of the Samagi Janabalawege Working Committee? These things do not matter to us. We believe that all law enforcement agencies have put aside those considerations and are making arrests without fear. For the first time in many years, these actions are being carried out because we have provided them the space to work independently. Before you fraud, before you engage in corruption, and before you demand ransom, think about your children. Think about the mental trauma your children will face. If fathers love their children, they should not feed them with the money earned from extortion. In our history, we never believed there would be politicians who would demand a 500 million rupee ransom. We never believed in our history that there would be a group involved in demanding a 500 million rupee ransom, negotiating it down to 200 million rupees, and facilitating a 120 million rupee extortion. Furthermore, the most dangerous thing here is that they have interfered with decisions made by the judiciary. They decided where individuals would be placed. They decided how they would be kept in remand prison. That political gang even decided who would live and who would die. That is the danger this country faced. The shots fired in the past have now transformed into the strings pulled behind the scenes. However, we now understand who was behind those actions. If people in the Samagi Janabalawegya Working Committee are deciding whether a prisoner or someone arrested for a crime in this country lives or dies, or if the sons of a former Minister of Justice are making those decisions, we can understand the direction this country was heading. That is why we are suppressing this underworld. We are now exposing the political interference that was supporting it. These are the results. Therefore, we ask all mothers and fathers, if you are going to engage in such things in the future, think about your children. I believe that is what we need to focus on the most.
National People's Power parliamentarian Lakshman Nipunarachi says that the arrest of Samagi Janabalawegya Horan electorate organizer and executive committee member Charita Besingha along with Rakita Rajpaksha reflects the true state of the country as it existed.
Doesn't
this clearly show what kind of country we have had and what kind of people these are? Dressed in white, wearing ties, isn't it so? Despite appearing so dignified on the outside, look at what was happening behind closed doors. With new information coming to light, it is difficult for us to even fathom what are they earning all this money for? What are they even doing with so much money? It is truly a tragic situation. If this government had not been elected, the people of this country would not have known about any of this. It is only because this government came to power that all these details are emerging. There is more to come in the future. You will be astonished at what kind of people these actually are.
The National Dengue Control Unit states that a new circular will be issued instructing for mosquito control programs to be implemented continuously.
Director of the National Dengue Control Unit, Dr. Kapila Karnankar, stated that this will be carried out at the grassroots level through community empowerment committees under the guidance of Gramanildaris, medical officers of health and public health inspectors. The relevant circular is expected to be issued within next week. Meanwhile, 52,068 dengue cases have been reported so far this year. The number of dengue-related deaths stands at 31. This accounts for 0.06% of the total reported dengue cases. The highest number of cases is being reported from the western, southern, Sabaragamu, central and eastern provinces. The highest number of patients is reported from the Colombo district, recorded at 10,839 cases. The number of patients reported from the Gampha district is 10,113. The number of high-risk MOH divisions has increased to 124. The National Dengue Control Unit announced that 18,227 dengue cases have been reported in the month of June alone. Meanwhile, mosquito control programs were implemented in several areas today as well. Centered on the Kandy district, cleaning programs were held today under the patronage of Deputy Minister of Health, Dr. Hansika Vijayamuni.
Since environmental conditions conducive to mosquito breeding comes up during this period, we must be very vigilant and control the environmental conditions within our homes and surroundings to the best of our ability.
The dengue control program implemented with the sponsorship of Sirasa FM was held today centered on the Vattala Valisara area. This is how the hospital premises and access roads were cleaned today through the voluntary labour of health workers at the Hambantara District General Hospital. Mosquito control programs were also implemented today within the Venapur Divisional Secretariat Division. This is the program held today in the Gaul Attilikuda area to control the spread of dengue.
Weather first.
The Department of Meteorology says that fairly heavy falls above 75 millimeters are likely at several places in the island.
Juad Abdin brings you the weather forecast for today. Juad,
thank you, Sandaru. Thank you, Arundhati. Now, we did experience light showers in parts of the island today, but what do the experts have to say? Well, the Met Department issued an advisory for strong winds and rough seas. Accordingly, the sea areas of the coast extending from Kankasanthurei to Puthwil via Mana, Colombo, Gaul and also in Hambantota we experienced rather strong winds up to 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. Naval and fishing communities are requested to be vigilant and be attentive to future forecasts issued by the Department of Meteorology in this regard. At the same time, showers will occur at times in western Sabragamo and also northwestern provinces and also in Gaul, that is Gaul, Matarakandi and also in the Nuwara districts. Fairly heavy falls above 75 millimeters are likely at some places in these areas as well. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in Uva province and in Hambantota or Ampara rather and Batikto districts after 2 p.m. At the same time, fairly strong winds about 30 to 40 kilometers per hour can be expected at times over the western slopes of the Semple Hills, northern, north central and northwestern and also the southern provinces and in the Trincomalee district. And as always, the general public is requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damage caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers.
Tomorrow marks the 2334th Poson full moon Poi day, and devotees across the country are preparing to engage in religious and spiritual observances.
The National Scout Poson Zone, organized for the first time by the Sri Lanka Scout Association, was opened this evening under the patronage of Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya. This Poson Zone will be open to the public today and tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. Meanwhile, all arrangements have been finalized to hold this year's National Poson Festival centered around the Anuradhapura sacred city.
සංස්කෘතියක සුවඳයි. බාලදක්ෂ ජීවයේ සුවඳ කැටියු සුළඟයි. ඒ කෙරෙන ජාතික බාලදක්ෂ පොසොන් කලාපය කොළඹටත් පොසොන් 2000.
The National Poson Festival is scheduled to be held centering on the historic Mihintale, the Anuradhapura Atamasthana and the Thantirimale Rajamahawihara. Many pilgrims are already arriving in Anuradhapura. In line with the Poson festivities, the historic Mihindu Perahara is set to parade the streets tonight.
By visiting this sacred spiritual land, paying homage and offering worship, may you receive spirituality in your lives. May the spiritual strength gained from this Poson Day guide you until the very end of your lives. May this Poson Day be a cause for you to fulfill your duties and responsibilities, understand the difference between good and evil, gain knowledge of merit and demerit, and ultimately attain nirvana.
Over 1.5 million devotees are expected to visit Anuradhapura for this year's festival.
I especially request that the 1.5 million people visiting Anuradhapura contribute significantly to controlling the spread of dengue, which is becoming an unprecedented epidemic. I kindly request everyone's cooperation to keep the city clean, garbage-free and environmentally friendly in line with Buddhist philosophy.
We
have arranged to provide 2 bags to pilgrims entering Anuradhapura to separate biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. We have also established 4 garbage collection centers on the 4 main roads used to collect these bags when pilgrims are leaving the city. Additionally, drinking water facilities have been provided at every location to reduce the use of plastic water bottles.
The registration of Dansal for the Poson Poya Day concluded yesterday with 18,129 Dansal registered this year.
We intend to inspect all registered dansals. We will conduct inspections before, during and after the dansals are held, particularly focusing on how the materials used are disposed of. We specifically request that all waste generated after the dansal be disposed in a manner that does not allow for mosquito breeding.
More than 3,500 police officers have been deployed for security and traffic management during the Poson festival. Police urge the public to be mindful of the condition of their vehicles and their own fitness as drivers to minimize potential accidents.
If you are traveling long distances with passengers, you must check the vehicle's braking system, headlights, parking lights and brake lights. We especially request that owners ensure they have valid fitness certificates. These will ensure that the vehicle you are traveling in is safe.
A significant number of measures have been implemented to reduce the risk of water-related accidents during the ongoing religious season and extended long weekend. The Sri Lanka Life Saving states that more than 500 lifeguards have been deployed for special duty to ensure public safety. Its Chief Executive Officer Asanka Nanayakara said that in addition to the usual patrol locations, lifeguards have also been deployed to 50 additional sites this year. These deployments have been made across areas including Putlam, Kurunagala, Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa. The association has urged the public to avoid bathing in hazardous locations and to only use designated safe bathing areas where lifeguards are present. They have also stressed the importance of strictly following safety instructions displayed at designated sites. Officials further warn that bathing under the influence of alcohol is as dangerous as drunk driving. Meanwhile, lifeguard teams have successfully rescued 8 individuals within the past few hours due to rapid emergency response. One such incident was reported in Mount Lavinia, where 5 individuals who were swept away by strong waves while bathing in the sea were rescued by Sri Lanka Navy and police lifeguard teams. Police stated that the group had entered the sea at a location identified as a high-risk zone. It has also been revealed that they were under the influence of alcohol at the time of the incident. Authorities continue to urge the public to strictly adhere to safety guidelines issued for both water-related and road accidents to prevent further tragedies.
The Sirasa Media Network is prepared to bring yet another fresh experience to Sri Lankan viewers in line with this year's Poson Full Moon Poya Day. Religious programs for Poson Poya have been organized simultaneously in 3 different locations this year.
This series of Poson programs is titled the Sirasa Ruhunu Maya Poson Puja. The Sirasa Angisara Poson Zone, which is centered at the Mattala International Sri Lanka Angisara Buddhist Center, is operating for the 2nd consecutive day today.
The Sirasa Ruhunumaya Poson Puja program is being carried out with a series of religious and cultural observances centered around the Ampalanpura Ramba Raja Mahaviharya, the Ratnapura Satdharma Alankara Vidyayatana and the Mattala International Sri Angirasa Buddhist Center. The Poson Zone at the Mattala International Sri Angirasa Buddhist Center, located in the Ruhunamagampattu region, commenced yesterday with the participation of a large number of devotees. The program will continue until the 3rd of next month from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., allowing devotees the opportunity to offer religious items at the sacred Angirasa Buddhaguna Mahasaya sanctum. Following an illumination ceremony held yesterday evening, a Dhamma sermon was delivered by the Venerable Katnorue Siridhamma Thera. Special Dhamma sermons were also held today by the Venerable Walpola Gautama Thera and the Venerable Nugavila Rahula Thera. Meanwhile, on the Poson Full Moon Poya Day tomorrow, a series of programs including almsgiving, percept observance and meditation sessions are scheduled from 6 am onwards. Devotees visiting the Sirasa Rasa Posun zone will also have the opportunity to view beautifully decorated pandals, lanterns and other cultural displays prepared for the occasion. The second day of the Sirasa Rasa Posun zone was commenced by lighting up the stupa at the Mattal International Sri Rasa Buddhist Centre. The occasion got underway under the patronage of Sankanayaka of Ratnapura, Vaturakumbure Dhammaratana Thera, Nugavela Rahula Thera, Thotupala Duminda Thera, and Sirasa TV Director and Head of Religious Programs, Dharma Shri Bandare Kanayaka. Another phase of the Sirasa Ruhunumaya Posun Puja program is being conducted centered around the Ramba Raja Mahaviharya in Ambalanthoda. The Sirasa Ramba Damsavya Posun zone will be held over the next 2 days. Preparations have been completed for a full-day program of almsgiving, percept observance and meditation sessions from 6 am to the evening. The Ramba Damsavya Posun zone will also provide devotees the opportunity to venerate sacred relics.
So, on the Poya Day, all the meritorious deeds, including the observance of precepts, will take place starting from the morning of the 29th. In addition, there will be the exhibition of the sacred relics of the Buddha, a Bhakti Geet program in the evening, as well as a Posun zone featuring Posun lanterns and candles that you can witness at the Ramba Raja Mahaviharya.
The Posun zone will also feature pandals, lantern displays and almsgiving stalls. The Sirasa Minipura Posun zone will be held from tomorrow until the 5th of July, centered at the Satdharma Lankara Vidyarthanya in Ratnapura. This Posun zone will feature a range of cultural and religious attractions, including pandals, puppet shows, lantern displays, and almsgiving stalls. Held near the Ratnapura clock tower, the event offers devotees the opportunity to participate in various acts of merit and religious observances.
Watch the FIFA World Cup.
රුහුණු මායා පුසුන් පූජා 12,000ක් මහරහතන් වහන්සේලා වැඩවිසූ කිරුවාපත්තුවේ ඓතිහාසික රම්බා විහාරයේ පැවැත්වෙන සිරස රුහුණු මායා පොසොන් පූජා.
Read Lit Chats 2026, an English literature and language festival organized by the University of Colombo, concluded yesterday, marking its second consecutive year.
Read Lit Chats 2026, organized by the Department of English at the Faculty of Arts of University of Colombo, was an open academic forum designed to integrate literary culture with public discourse. Moving away from commercialized festival models, the organizers prioritized youth accessibility by offering free admission to school and university students. The 2026 program featured a series of panel discussions, interactive workshops, poetry readings, and film screenings. The keynote speaker at the event was Kanya de Almeida, winner of the 2021 Commonwealth Short Story Prize. The Vice-Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Professor Indika Mahesh Karunatilaka, Head of the Department of English, Professor Kaushalya Pereira, and Read Lit Chats Organizing Committee co-chairs, Professor Neluka Silva and Senior Lecturer Ruhani Pereira were among those in attendance.
I think the reception this year has been even greater than last year. We had a lot more sessions this year. We had workshops running concurrently with the talks. All of the talks were well received. The workshops were oversubscribed. I did a workshop, a creative writing workshop, and there were more than 60 participants from Gaul schools, from schools out of Colombo and Colombo schools, and it was just amazing.
I think for me, the energy of the literary festival that we had, even though it's a small literary festival, but so many students, university students, school teachers, general public, there's a lot of enthusiasm for the literary arts, for intellectual debates about the arts, so that for us is a really meaningful place. And as well as that, the joy of having students coming to the university and saying something like, this is where we want to come and study, I think that's really valuable for us as a Department of English.
The event drew to a close with Read After Hours, an evening of performances by the students of the department. The Maharaja Media Network was the official media partner of the event.
The Lanka Pacific Aviation and Engineering Academy formally introduced its international partner organizations in Colombo yesterday.
The Lanka Pacific Aviation and Engineering Academy, or LPAE, has launched an international partnership aimed at strengthening Sri Lanka's aviation sector through advanced training, engineering and technology development. The initiative brought together aviation organizations from Italy, India, Germany, the Philippines and the UAE, creating opportunities for knowledge sharing, professional development, aircraft maintenance and industry collaboration. LPAE also introduced the integration of artificial intelligence in aviation operations and training, highlighting the role of emerging technologies in building a more efficient and a future-ready aviation industry in Sri Lanka.
The A3M2 art exhibition showcasing the work of 5 emerging contemporary Sri Lankan artists concluded today, bringing together diverse artistic expressions under one collective platform.
The A3M2 art exhibition, presented by the A3M2 Artist Collective, was held in Colombo today under the Sapamal Foundation, showcasing a collection of contemporary artworks that explore culture, society, emotion and visual storytelling. The exhibition featured the creative works of Ashan Vijayasinghe, Asanka Besekara, Anjana Veerakon, Minot Madhusankar and Mudita Jayasuriya, presenting 5 distinct artistic visions within a shared exhibition space.
The 36th Road Track District Assembly was held in Colombo yesterday.
The 36th District Assembly of Road Track District 3220 was successfully held in Colombo yesterday, marking the official induction of Paul Harris Fellow Rotarian Road Tractor past President Jude Shannon as the District Road Track representative, together with the District Steering Committee for the Rotary International Year 2026-2027. The ceremony was graced by Rotarians, road tractors and distinguished invitees representing clubs from across Sri Lanka and the Maldives. With the induction of the new district leadership, the event reaffirmed Road Track District 3220's commitment to empowering young leaders, strengthening fellowship and creating lasting impact across the region.
The 2026 FIFA World Cup is underway in full swing, with fans around the world closely following every fixture.
Shalini Ratnavira brings you the latest updates from the Football Corner.
Preliminary round of the 2026 FIFA World Cup has concluded, with the lineup for the round of 32 now officially confirmed following today's final group stage matches. From today's fixtures, 4 teams sealed their progression: Croatia, England, Portugal and Austria. With the group stage complete, all 32 teams advancing to the knockout round have been decided. The 8 best third-place teams also progressed, completing the lineup. Those teams include Congo, Sweden, Ghana, Ecuador, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Algeria, Paraguay and Senegal. Among In Group K, Portugal secured And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of Primetime News. Thank you very much for joining us.
Do take care and good night.
රුහුණු මායා පුසුන් පූජා
12,000ක් මහරහතන් වහන්සේලා වැඩවිසූ කිරුවාපත්තුවේ ඓතිහාසික රම්බා විහාරයේ පැවැත්වෙන සිරස රුහුණු මායා පොසොන් පූජා Newsfirst එස්ලෝන් දානසීල භාවනා සමග සතිමත් වන
ජුනි මස 29 වැනිදා සිට 3 වැනි දින දක්වා පැවැත්වෙන අතර ඉන්දියාවේ බරණැස් නුවරින් ප්‍රදානය කළ සර්වඥ ධාතුන් වැඳ පුදා ගැනීමටද ඔබට අවස්ථාව ලැබෙනු ඇත.
බැති සිතින් ආරාධනා කරන්නෙමු.
බැතිබර දායකත්වය අමා ගඟ ගලාලා සිතේ දුක් නිවේවා.